Hello, it's been quite a while since I've recorded a video, so I thought I'd show some of the things that I've been working on. Firstly, I'll show you a scatter plugin that I've been building. It's very much inspired by the excellent Proton Scatter plugin. It didn't work quite exactly how I wanted, so I've built my own, which is a bit of a pattern for me. So you can see that I've created a bit of a forest scene and a path and a couple of rows of trees, and these have all been created using different scatter approaches that I've built in. So I'll show you what this looks like from above. I've got a few different scatter routes that I've created. So I've got one for the path. I'll just clear everything so it might be easier to show the shapes that I've created. So I've got two paths defined here, which I'm going to use to create my path. I'll generate that now. So you can see that these paths define the edges of where my path is going to be filled with these pebble stones. And I've, much like the Proton Scatter, there's different nodes that you can use for generating all the objects. This one is built using a grid generator, and I've got a few different types of items that are the different pebble stones, and defining an area from curves, which I think is similar to what Proton Scatter allows as well. And I've also got a modifier where I'm randomly removing items that are getting close to the edge. So this allows me to have a softer edge to the path. And I'm adding a little bit of randomization to all of the objects as well. So in this case, I'm just randomizing rotation so it doesn't look so perfect as a path. And there's also a projection onto collision, which is definitely similar to Proton Scatter. So you can see that the shape itself is defined two-dimensionally, but then all of the items are projected onto the terrain below. So you can see that there's kind of a hill and it overlaps here to the grass as well. So that's a very common modifier that I use as well. One of my other scatters is the fence. So this actually shares the same two paths. So I've made those paths into a resource. So that's saved here. And I share that same thing, which means I can move the edge of the path if I want to, and I'll actually move the rows of trees, it'll move the forest around it, and it'll move the path as well. So I'll just quickly generate this row of trees, and you can see that I'm randomly adding trees along the edge of the path. So there's quite a few different trees that are used, and I've got a modifier that will allow me to modify the materials as well and add random colors to these Banksia style trees. Not much else here, and this is the trees around it, and this actually defines an area and excludes an area which is defined by the path. So the outside area is this larger polygon here, and then I'm excluding the inner area to make sure that the trees don't appear on top of the path. So yeah, that's cool. And I've got another forest defined over here, which has got a bunch of shapes, and I've got an exclusion shape as well. So if I generate that, you can see that I'll get a whole bunch of trees there. I've created a little plugin so I can clear everything and generate all of the scatters within the scene easily. So yeah, that's something I spent a bit of time on. I'm also using that for my clouds as well. So again, I've just defined a shape, and if I generate everything the clouds um, appear within a particular area, and I'm not using projection onto a particular shape. In fact, I've actually got another item where I'm randomizing the height, the position of the cloud, so I get a vertical randomization of the clouds as well. So let's have a look at what this looks like in the actual project. So in game, you can see the forest path and the line of trees and the other plants and the clouds that I showed you, all in my scene, um, scattered using the scatter plugin that I've created. I've also created a simple shader so you can see that the trees are moving about and the plants are moving about in the wind. Okay, I'll show you some other stuff that I've created. Created a couple of books. The capture that I've created is a little bit shaky. So I've got page animations, and I've created a system where I can convert text into the pages of the book, and the other book is actually these are just images that have been typeset in a typesetting program. So that was my first attempt at creating books, but it's actually much easier to just use the text to image approach that I created later. That'll make it a lot easier for me to have in-game books and hint books and stuff like that. Created a heads-up display menu to make it quick to switch between items that you have in your inventory so you can hold them. And I'll use that for interactions as I build out the game. You can also hold nothing. And as you pick up new items, the menu appears and you can see what you have in your inventory, which matches up with the main inventory screen, which has got descriptions of the items as well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like future updates. Goodbye.